People talk about manifestation as if it's something supernatural, as if imagining an outcome is enough to make it arrive. Mood boards, mental pictures, the universe taking notes. I've watched people put a remarkable amount of effort into imagining their ideal lives, and far less effort into figuring out how those lives would actually be lived. The gap is hard to ignore. Imagination isn't the problem. Imagination is necessary. The problem is treating imagination like it's the whole job. In the case where manifestation seems to work, nothing supernatural happened. The world hasn't rearranged itself. No invisible force intervened. What changed was perception. After a decision, after someone finally picked a direction. That's usually where the explanations get fuzzy. It helps to think about it in the way you think about fishing. You don't catch fish by visualizing a full net. You don't catch fish by being spiritually aligned with the concept of fish. You decide what you're trying to catch. You choose a body of water. You go there. None of that creates fish. It just puts you in closer proximity to wherever the fish already happen to be. Visualization still matters. Before you ever cast a line, you think things through. You imagine conditions. You consider what kind of setup wouldn't be completely stupid. That part isn't delusion, it's planning. Visualization trains the filter. Reality decides what shows up. Once you're actually in the water, perception changes in small, practical ways. You notice movement you wouldn't have seen from the shore. Patterns emerge, certain details insist on being noticed. Others fall away. The lake is the same, but you are not. And behavior follows. Not dramatically, not all at once. You make small adjustments. You stay a little longer. You move when staying stops making sense. Small actions begin to connect, not because you plan them to, because they now point in the same direction. This is what people call momentum. It feels a little dramatic on the inside. It feels like things are lining up. But from the outside, it mostly just looks like someone paying attention for longer than most people are willing to. It's accumulation. Time spent paying attention. Contact repeated often enough to matter. This is also where things get complicated, because not every bite is real. Not everything that looks promising is worth keeping. Movement attracts attention, some of it useful, some of it parasitic, and some of it just distracting. Learning the difference takes time. Belief matters here, but not in the mystical sense. Belief is what keeps you from panicking every time something doesn't work. What keeps you from deciding the whole thing was a mistake every time the conditions change. Because the conditions always change. Dry spells happen, false starts happen. People mistake luck for insight and confidence for competence. Belief is what keeps you in the water long enough to understand what's actually happening. There are no guarantees. Some lakes are empty. Some people start closer. Some conditions never improve, no matter how long you stay. Choosing a direction doesn't erase distance. It doesn't make outcomes inevitable. It clarifies the next move from wherever you happen to be standing. This isn't a moral argument. Being stuck doesn't make you lazy or unenlightened. And this doesn't explain why opportunity exists in the first place. It explains why occasionally someone manages to move at all. Manifestation isn't about getting what you picture. It's about how choosing changes what you notice, how noticing changes what you do, and how doing something long enough increases your exposure to whatever was already there. No magic, no promises. Just placement, attention, and a willingness to tolerate uncertainty in an indifferent world.